The Earth's far north, where winter lasts more than half the year and the sea freezes into constantly shifting ice flows, contains a narrow stretch of water only about 85 kilometers wide. This strait lies between the United States and Russia's far east. For centuries, it has been more than a geographic gap. It has been a boundary between opposing worlds, East and West, NATO and Russia, two ideologies that once stood at opposite ends of history. And then a bold question emerges. What if this boundary were no longer a sea, but a tunnel? To a returning dream, the idea of directly connecting Russia and North America dates back to the late 19th century. It resurfaced during the Soviet era, then faded into silence after the Cold War. But in today's age of advanced engineering, building beneath the sea is no longer science fiction. And so, the dream has returned. This time, not as a bridge, but as something far more radical. A massive tunnel deep beneath the icy waters of the Bering Strait. The Bering Strait is one of the harshest environments on Earth. Winter temperatures can drop below 40 degrees Celsius. The sea freezes, creating massive drifting ice sheets that collide. Constantly powerful winds, seismic activity, and complex geology. An extremely short construction window each year under such conditions. A traditional bridge is virtually impossible. Bridge pillars would be relentlessly battered by moving ice, anchored in unstable seabeds, and require astronomical maintenance costs over time. From an engineering standpoint, a bridge is simply not viable. The only remaining option, go underground. In principle, it would resemble the Channel Tunnel between the UK and France, but on a far larger scale and under far harsher conditions. According to commonly discussed engineering scenarios, tunnel length, approximately 80–100 kilometers depth, tens to hundreds of meters beneath the seabed. Primary function, freight transport by rail. Potential future passenger transport. The tunnel would link Russia's Trans-Siberian Railway network with North America's rail and logistics systems. Estimated cost, $80, 100+ billion USD, not including supporting infrastructure on either side. And that figure may only be the tip of the iceberg. Two empty ends, Alaska and Chukotka, share a critical similarity: extremely sparse populations and minimal infrastructure. There are virtually no large logistics hubs and no deep rail networks capable of connecting the tunnel to inland regions. Even if the tunnel were completed, there would be little for it to connect to. To make it functional, massive surface-level investments would be required, long before the first drill ever reaches the seabed. Geopolitics, the largest invisible wall. This is not just a transportation project. It would directly connect the United States and Russia, creating a strategically significant transcontinental corridor with profound military, economic, and security implications. But in today's reality, prolonged tensions between Russia and the West, ongoing sanctions, and entrenched strategic rivalry, political trust is virtually non-existent. At this point, no engineering solution can overcome the greatest barrier of all, human politics. An unsolved economic equation in theory, rail transport through a tunnel could be faster than maritime shipping. In practice, it faces enormous obstacles: massive upfront investment, decades-long return periods, and above all, extreme geopolitical risk. Without strong government guarantees, private investors have little incentive to participate. Because this is more than infrastructure. It represents a long-term strategic option, a symbol of technological capability, and a potential logistics corridor for the Arctic's future. In an era of climate change, as Arctic shipping routes become more viable, as northern logistics gain strategic importance, and as a multipolar world gradually replaces rigid bipolar confrontation, in that scenario, the Bering Strait tunnel could shift from impossible to inevitable. As of today, there is no official project underway beneath the Bering Strait. But that does not make the idea unrealistic. History has repeatedly shown that projects once dismissed as crazy are often mocked, right up until the day they become reality. If one day the Alaska-Russia tunnel is built, it would do more than connect two continents. It could redraw global logistics, shift strategic balances, and prove that infrastructure sometimes moves decades ahead of politics. The tunnel does not yet exist, but the fact that it continues to be discussed says a great deal about the world that may be taking shape ahead.